Is it time? Has the Dark Brotherhood finally noticed my impeccable work? I'm ready, Dark One. I swear in the name of... Wait, I should let you talk first. Nothing. Never mind. I thought you were someone else, that's all. Forget I said anything. It's just... there's something about your eyes. They have a certain look about them. I thought you were... well, I thought you were one of them. Keep your voice down. But yes, I thought you were with the Brotherhood. You've got that look in your eyes. You killed people. Or you will. Just between us, I heard the Brotherhood seeks new recruits. I plan to be one of those lucky few. Rumor has it that if you take an innocent life and the Dark Brotherhood notices, they'll offer you a place in their guild. Think about it. A place where killers are free to pursue their darkest passions. Ooh, doesn't it just give you the chills? No risk, no reward, my Aunt Ophelia always said. Look, people like us, we need to surround ourselves with like-minded allies. People that will protect us and help us reach our true potential. They're going to notice me, I just know it. I don't want you to do anything. I'm just providing information. Letting you know that new opportunities are available if you're willing to spill a little blood. Don't take my willingness to help out as a sign or anything. I recognized a kindred spirit, and suggested a way to satisfy your darkest urges. They'll get you killed if you don't keep them under control. And if you don't find the right allies. Hey, I don't know exactly how they select new recruits. I'm just telling you what I've heard. Maybe you just need to be in the right place at the right time. Like Anvil. Of course, I've also heard they have eyes everywhere, so what do I know? That's one of the best things about the Dark Brotherhood. It hides in plain sight. No one knows where its headquarters is or how many members it has. Yet you can go into any library and read a book about them. It's brilliant, really. Quite a few, actually. My favorite is The Night Mother's Truth. It describes the origins of the Brotherhood, although it might all be theory and conjecture. But forget the books. Everyone knows the Brotherhood exists, and most people fear them. Fellowship, safety, and security, to name just a few. I understand there's also a steady flow of gold from all the contracts. And you get to kill people. Can you imagine a better guild to belong to? Better than picking pockets, if you ask me. I'm not one to reveal my sources, but Fat Grakal told me that he overheard Seaworthy Sarala say that there have been some mysterious murders committed on the Gold Coast. To me, nothing says Dark Brotherhood like mysterious murders. Oh, I got that from Margog the Hammer. Buy him a couple of ales and he spouts secrets like a bard spouts poetry. Just the other day, he told me that his cousin Crus killed a baker in Anvil. He received a mysterious visit that very night. You really don't know anything about the Brotherhood, do you? If they decide you're worthy enough to receive an invitation, one of their dark dignitaries shows up to deliver the news in person. It's kind of creepy, but it's also a singular honor.
This work isn't going to do itself.
Hello there. Pardon the interruption. I've been looking for you. Not me, but I have something for you. A letter. Confidential. Private. I have it here somewhere. Ah, yes. Here it is. Interesting. I'm also supposed to extend a verbal invitation to visit the lighthouse. Odd that they didn't just put that in the letter. Yes, the Anvil Lighthouse, just up the way. The sender ordered me to direct you there after I handed over the letter. I'm glad I found you. After looking for the woman with the eye patch all day, I figured I was in for a late night. Emily Crow? Do you know her? I gave her a letter right there on the Anvil docks. I have no idea where she went in such a hurry, but she seemed excited to receive it. Anyway, I have more deliveries to make before I can rest for the day. The gods keep you.
Come closer and let me look into your eyes. No remorse, no mercy. Yes, you do have the eyes of a killer. How many lives ended looking into those eyes? Enough that the Night Mother has noticed, obviously. Which brings us both to this place and time. Nothing to say? I can appreciate that. I am a speaker for the Dark Brotherhood. I speak with the voice of the Night Mother. We have been watching you. You can deal death, but you lack purpose. We can change that, if you are willing. Silence is the music of Sithis, so perhaps you will serve us well. But first we need to determine if you are worthy to join the Dark Brotherhood. You take lives easily enough, and we know that you can kill. Now, show us that you can also obey. Splendid. We shall see how well you marry business with death. But first, allow me to present you with a gift. I shall teach you how to call upon a particular tool of our trade. I grant you access to the Blade of Woe, sharper than any other dagger you have at your disposal. It shall be your weapon, just as silence is your armor. Wield the blade from the shadows and let its edge send your prey to Sithis. In return, I expect only unwavering loyalty and ruthless efficiency. Now, let us discuss the task before you. A killing that shall form a covenant between us, signed in blood. The Imperial noble, Lord Quintus Gerol, has been marked for death by the Black Sacrament. Your task is simple. Find Gerol and kill him. That isn't a question we ask. Suffice to say, he offended someone enough to get them to perform the Black Sacrament. The Night Mother heard the prayer, and now Gerol must die. This is the task I have set before you. Excellent. The noble's estate can be found northwest of Anvil along the Gold Road. How you perform the execution is up to you. Just make sure Lord Quintus Gerol dies by your hand. Then your initiation into the Dark Brotherhood will be complete. Our unholy matron and the one true bride of Sithis. We are her children, forever wrapped in her cold, loving embrace. There will be time enough for more questions after you complete the task before you. Just know that she watches you. She loves you, as she loves all her children. Do not disappoint her. The Black Sacrament is the ritual by which a client procures the Dark Brotherhood services. Using an effigy of the intended victim, the client pleads for the Night Mother to send an assassin to end the specified life. With no remorse, no regret. To put it simply, yes. The lives of the innocent and the guilty alike are ours for the taking, and every soul goes to Sithis, as long as the price is paid. Death is our craft, our religion, and our trade. And business, as always, is good. The wise traveler asks for directions before the path diverges. Never hesitate to rely on your fellow Brotherhood members once you complete your initiation. I assume you want to know what awaits you at the noble's estate? Killing requires few special skills, but reaching your target? That's the real task, isn't it? High walls, locked gates, and armed patrols protect the estate. There is another way to reach the estate grounds, if you're interested. A series of smuggler tunnels runs beneath the Withered Rose and leads directly to the estate's courtyard. That's the route I would take. And don't forget to bring lockpicks. Gerol is a cautious man. He never leaves a door unlocked behind him. The Withered Rose? A small hostel outside the city. Our lovely mother and daughter own the place, but they've had trouble making ends meet. The smuggler tunnels provide them with an alternate source of income, and they're perfect for your needs.
Guard! Intruder! Guard! I think someone's in here.
Seriously, Quintus. I appreciate you providing a safe place for our meeting, but couldn't you have straightened up a bit before we got here?
My apologies, Captain. But there's no safer place south of Baron's Wall than right here. Vermin notwithstanding.
I don't know, Fortunata. This place seems to suit you.
That's no way to speak to your betters, Count Carolus. Speaking of which, when are you going to finally turn Kvatch over to a proper ruler? Your people deserve so much greater than you.
My lord and lady.
I was spoken to in such a manner.
I forgot to mention, Primate Artorius sends his regrets, but Cathedral business forced him to remain in Scotland. He indicates that he will support whatever we decide.
Priest walk all over Kvatch, Count Carolus.
While Artorius handles spiritual matters and the Cathedral's defenders the Order of the Hour, I have allowed them to patrol Kvatch until the murderer is apprehended.
Haven't the last few murder victims been suspected members of the Dark Brotherhood? Perhaps if we do nothing, this murderer will solve our problem for us.
I refuse to allow a vigilante to freely stalk the streets of my city. That is why I allowed Artorius to expand the Order of the Hour's authority.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you and Artorius were building an army. Should I be worried, my dear Count?
Get your assurance that the Order will return to the...
Primate Artorius gave me...
Should I trust either of them, Quintus? What good is their word when I find the... Despite his holy station, Artorius is a man. He has the same needs and desires as any other.
Lord Quintus, intruders have penetrated the estate. We need to move the three of you immediately.
Don't be alarmed, my friends. We prepared for any contingency. Commander, secure the hall. Make sure no one follows us.
Uneven
Show yourself, assassin. Or are you another one of those Brotherhood cowards who prefers to strike from the shadows?
You want to succeed?
We know that Quintus Gerol is dead. The Brotherhood has eyes everywhere. You have done well. The Covenant is sealed, signed in blood. Welcome to the family, sister. We have been watching you for a long time. Killing the nobles simply sealed our covenant. Now you need to meet your brothers and sisters. I will send you to a sanctuary, a safe house of sorts, a home, as well as a source of additional contracts. Not far. It's the reason I summoned you to the Gold Coast. There is much work to accomplish here, and you will be a part of that. Your new home lies to the north, hidden beneath Varen's wall. Go there, and attempt to open the Black Door. The Black Door will pose a question. What is the flavor of fear? Reply, sublime, my brother, and the sanctuary shall be open to you. Once inside, seek out Astara. She has additional instructions for you. Of course. Since the formation of the Dark Brotherhood, our shadow has stretched across the entirety of Tamriel. Not every sanctuary has flourished, however, and our grip isn't as secure as we'd like in certain parts of the world. Not that it concerns you, but Vardenfell continues to be a source of irritation. The Gold Coast, however, presents an opportunity we can all profit from. Here we can establish a foothold that will serve the Brotherhood for generations to come. I am the voice of the Night Mother. She conveys her will to the listener, who then passes it on to one of the 4 speakers of the Black Hand to carry out. The Black Hand, the instrument by which the Night Mother rules the Dark Brotherhood. It consists of 1 listener and 4 speakers, 4 fingers and a thumb. Never more, never less. The Black Hand oversees the sanctuaries, among other duties. Of course. Since the formation of the Dark Brotherhood, not that it concerns you, but Vardenfell continues to be just a little business I had to attend to. I do like to keep my dagger sharp, as it were. Her family had certain documents and presumed to make allegations that might have embarrassed the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood isn't that petty, but we do have certain obligations to uphold. I gave her the greatest gift of all, solace. Just as you gave the same gift to Lord Gerol. And there will be many more gifts to grant before your work is done.
Often I wonder why has every warrior I sent into that cave failed to accomplish Arkay's will? It's baffling. I'm sorry, can I help you with something? Exilus isn't a person, it's a thing. An abomination before Arkay. It must be destroyed. It and its thrice-cursed spawn. Exilus considers the twin horrors to be its children. But no one actually knows the biology of such deplorable creatures. What I do know is that all of them feed on the lives of innocents. Every warrior of Arkay I've sent against them has fallen. By Arkay's grace, Exilus and her vile brood must be cleansed, and the Hrota Cave made safe once more. But make no mistake, Exilus is the root of evil there. If I knew how to destroy the vile creature, don't you think I'd have already done so? But I can tell you this. Exilus turns those it defeats into undead thralls. When you face Exilus, you'll be confronting a legion of the risen dead.
Oh, hello there. We haven't spoken since Darien. Well, since that business in Cold Harbor. Have we? I'm just a bit discombobulated. My mind's been somewhere else. Darien, mostly. It's always Darien who ends up causing problems, isn't it? How long has it been since we defeated Molag Bal and saved Tamriel? Sorry, time's a bit fuzzy at the moment. I've had more than a few late nights. I'm searching for a way to retrieve souls lost in Cold Harbor or elsewhere. I'm not even sure where to start looking, but I need to start somewhere, right? Darien's out there. I know it. I just have to find him, though that's easier said than done. Well, Darien was with us at the end, wasn't he? Facing down Molag Bal? He didn't come back and he didn't die, so logic suggests he returned when we did. He simply came back somewhere else. I just have to figure out where. Then I can bring him back. Dozens, hundreds. The problem with having so many ideas is like these books behind me. They just pile up and you can't possibly read all of them. So you read what you can and try to focus. This might be why I'm not getting enough sleep. Yes, well, I'm not making any more progress by complaining to you, am I? Foot to the grindstone and all that. I might be mixing metaphors there. Maybe I should take a nap. Anyway, it was nice to see you. Don't be a stranger. No, not really. This is more like independent research. Do you know every Mages Guild in Tamriel has different books in its library? You'd think we'd standardize, or at least keep a lexicon. Also, they could really use some more bookshelves. Perhaps. My sister Sarah was supposed to meet me here, but she hasn't shown up yet. She's a week late, which is unusual for her. So organized. I hope she hasn't run into any trouble. The guild sent her to Craglorn, not the most pleasant of places. Darien, mostly. It's always Darien who ends up causing problems, isn't it? That doesn't make sense.
I admit we're a bit obsessed with the written word, but can you blame us? Words convey knowledge, and knowledge provides power. In the end, isn't that what Magicka is all about?
Time existed when murders occurred in the shadows behind closed doors. But did you hear what happened in Kvatch? A man killed by an unknown assailant and left on display in the street. I tell you, it's enough to scare the tentacles off a netch.
Alchemy isn't magic. Not exactly. But I suppose it's closer to magic than to, say, what they do over in the Fighters Guild. What do they do over there, I wonder? Anyway, feel free to use my equipment, if you need to mix up any potions, that is.
Do you need to use one of my enchanting stations? Go ahead. I rent them by the hour. No, just pulling your pigtails. But if you want to buy some supplies, I wouldn't turn away your gold.
Doesn't seem right. For the love of God. Did you really have to do that? What in oblivion?
You should leave if you know what's good for you.
What would I have to say to you?
Stop. Friend, look how easy that was.
What a disaster. That bard gets in one scrap with a dark elf and suddenly he can't play tonight's show. She strained his finger. What does that even mean? Sorry, I'm rambling. The crowd gets rowdy when there's no music to listen to while they drink.
Who knew the brave little scrib was such a torrid tale? The naughty Nereids really brought his struggle to life. I can't wait to see what those performers present to us next.
Hurry to the Cloudy Dregs Inn. Our situation grows perilous, and Azura is anything but patient.
You know what the secret is to making a memorable libation? Good water. I get my water from the bay where the sewer runoff meets the sea. Best water you've ever tasted. Just mind the lumpy bits.
Welcome to the finest tavern on the Gold Coast. We know how to show a visitor a good time. You can bet your boat on that.
Looking for some rest and relaxation? Then you've come to the right place. Let me tell you about ours. What's this about? You don't belong here.
He's got...
Someone help! This one has spotted the criminal.
Alert the guard!
Get out, you trespasser. Don't make me call the guard.
Lost, or... You had your chance to leave. Now I'm calling the guard.
I heard the Great Shackle was destroyed. I hope that means the plane melt has been stopped. We'll find gainful employment, Kirith. We just need to keep looking.
Well, look who it is. Did you get marooned here too? Now, before you ask, yes, we're in trouble again. And no, I don't know how we're going to get out of it. Maybe you can talk to Raynor and help us figure something out.
You don't know how glad I am to see a friendly face. You probably won't believe this, but Kirith and I are in trouble. Again. We could really use your help. An unpleasant ship captain dropped us off without so much as a by your leave. He was supposed to take us to Hammerfell to explore a dwarven ruin. We're scholars of some renown, you know. Although my sister prefers the term dungeon delvers. I'm not sure. The language of the sea confuses me. We just need to charter a ship to Sentinel. But that disagreeable captain took the last of our gold. We want to work, but no one will hire us. Perhaps you could serve as our agent in this matter. Ah, finally a turn of good fortune. I imagine you'll have no problem convincing these ignorant clods to hire us forthwith. Honestly, I'm overqualified for most of the work available here, but I'll do whatever is necessary to get us to Sentinel. Hammerfell, Anvil, why does everything in this part of the world sound like it belongs in a smithy? Look, it was an honest mistake on my part. The captain claimed to be a proper sailor, and I took him at his word. I'm an artificer. If you ask me to recalibrate a dwarven power core, I'll ask you to what voltage. But determining where the captain made an error in his navigational calculations? You might as well ask me to charm the wings off a harpy. We're dungeon delvers, not paupers. Kirith and I won't accept charity, no matter how you present it to us. We'll earn our own way. Just find someone who's willing to hire us, and let us do some honest work. My letter of introduction opens doors throughout Morrowind, but in this isolated hamlet, I inquired with a blacksmith, but he wanted brawn, not brains. There was also the angler, but we were unable to agree on terms. You'd think so, wouldn't you? The Anvil Repository has a reputation for serving its clients. Poorly. I offered my skills as a bookkeeper, but the proprietor rejected me. If she reconsiders, I'd make a valuable addition to her team.
I usually see the tomb as half full, but even I was about to give up hope. Getting doors slammed in your face certainly took the air out of my sails. With your help, we can raise the gold we need to leave this wretched city and get to Sentinel. Now that's a tale to make the brave little scrib cry. Raynor insists that the captain made a mistake, but I saw the contract they signed before we were marooned here. My brother chartered a ship to Anvil, not Sentinel. This is all his fault. He mixed up the names. Anvil, Hammerfell, they sound all the same to my brother. After we'd set sail, he said he couldn't wait to see the towers of Anvil. I reminded him we were sailing to Sentinel. So he ran to see the captain, but it was too late. We had a line on a new dwarven ruin. Well, not new, newly discovered. Anyway, it's near Tava's Blessing, and it's entirely fresh and unexplored. If me and Raynor can get there before the grave robbers, imagine the amazing things that we'll find. What? No! We're dungeon delvers, not tomb raiders. My brother has a deep and abiding respect for the dwarves. He's obsessed with learning everything he can about their ancient technology. Me? I just love to explore old places. It's my calling. I tried to handle a shift at the local tavern, but the customers couldn't keep their sweaty paws to themselves. You can't blame me for breaking a few fingers. They were touching my body after all. That's when the innkeeper's wife fired me. I thought about helping the rowdy Gua, but the ship's captain is a cheat. What I really want to do is sing. I've serenaded in taverns from Deshan to Eastmarch. I even received a standing ovation in Orsinium. Unfortunately, Anvil has no taste.
Purchase necessities here.
Sorry. Between my brother's problems with the forge and that load of ingots that the puny Dark Elf dropped on the docks, I am way too busy to talk right now. Yes, that was the Dark Elf's name. I gave him a fair chance, but I don't think he ever lifted anything heavier than a book in his entire life. We had to let him go. With the forge as it is, my brother can't pay a worker who can't do the job. If the Dark Elf can improve the forge, that would be a big help. But we still need those ingots. They were stolen after he abandoned the crate. The thieves use a dock outside the city. Get the ingots back, and I'll give Raynor another chance.
Come, do your trading here.
What a disaster. That bard gets in one scrap with a dark... Ha! The Dark Elf lass? I just about split my gut when I heard her yowling. Sounded like someone stuck a fork in a bantam guar and twisted it to the right. If that's what they call singing in Morrowind, I really need to pay them a visit.
Gaze! Fire Tamer! From the blistering summit of Ash Mountain, I bring you the volcano's favorite son, Torrid Toralon!
An entire day's catch lost to the hungry sea. So many wasted fish. Jode punishes me for expecting a spoiled dark elf to perform the work of an honest Khajiit. Oh, you know the big-brained dark elf with claws as dull as dirt? The one whose idea of mending a net is to tie a knot and hope for the best? If you seek payment, you will find only disappointment. Raynor is no angler. He is a liar and a cheat. Has this one misheard you? No, your goal does not lie. You want to pay me to pay Raynor to make my badly frayed nets even worse than they were before? You have been sniffing the mooncakes, yes? Very well. It's your gold. We have a deal.
Getting something done?
You look strong and sober. Want a job? The rowdy Gua skirted a hurricane off Kanathi's roost. Oddest thing, just came out of nowhere and we took some damage. I need someone who can hold a board and hammer a nail, preferably at the same time. Really? Wait a moment. You're talking about Kirith, aren't you? She's the worst carpenter to ever have to hammer, and that includes the drunk ones. I had to pay someone to fix what she repaired. She did more damage to my ship than the storm. Let me get this straight. You're going to pay me to pay her? To fix my boat? That's crazy, and I know crazy. My first mate thinks he's a were-skeever. All right, send the Dark Elf to me. That's enough gold to redo her work and still make a profit.
Hey, nobody boards the Prowler without my permission. Get over here. Well, what have we here? You certainly don't look like one of those red sails extortionists that have been bleeding me dry. I can abide fees at an honest port, but Anvil presents a non-stop barrage of whatever the governor's lackeys feel like enforcing. Uneven gangplank fees, loose mooring taxes, barnacle inspection. You're not from around here, are you? Care to help me turn the tide on these crooks, then? I happen to know that their swindler of a dockmaster doesn't trust his gold to Anvil's banks. If you help me pay the fool out of his own pocket, you can keep the lion's share of the bounty. I don't know precisely where Kamar hides his gold, but I do know the lazy oaf uses a few trusted lackeys to deliver deposits when he can't be bothered. They often dice on the docks. If you're convincing, I'm sure they'll reveal the location to you. I'm going to be your distraction. I'm expecting the dockmaster to make his rounds soon, and he's not going to be happy that I haven't paid my fees yet. I'll keep him here arguing with me while you secure his ill-gotten gold. It was supposed to be a simple run. Pick up silks and spices on the way to turn a tidy profit. But the governor and her minions are more greedy than a caravan full of high elf nobles. She'll never learn, even when the docks are empty. Fortunata ap Dougal, Anvil's provincial governor. But she's still the same old Red Sails pirate queen to anyone who really knows her. Half the Gold Coast struggles under her thumb. Fool's Gold Coast, if you want to be more accurate. Kamar's a braggart, and he drinks like a Nord. That's a combination for folly, if ever there was one. He gave away his secret while trying to drink me under the table. I remember the exchange. He does not. Too bad for him, yes?
Another 20 then, unless that's too rich for you.
I'm on my break. Leave me to my game. Seek another for your troubles. I only wish to dice in peace. Then you must be disappointed, because I cannot tell you what you wish. Go, please. The ill omens of a bubbling bog surround you, as well as the smell.
private game. Go beg somewhere else. Spit it out, can't you see I'm busy? You've got some nerve, don't you? Coming onto our docks asking about Kamar's private affairs? You know who Kamar is? You know who I am? The Red Sail's own anvil. Ha! Not much, now that you mention it. Been running his deposits too long with nothing to show for it. Let me see your map. Yeah, there. You can find the stingy sod's gold there. Once you fleece him, maybe he'll use the bank like the rest of us.
Next time, I'll wound more than just their pride. A moment, Kamar. I have a visitor. My friend, you've arrived at a bad time. I'm playing host to the King of Skeevers, and he hasn't the sense to know that he's outstayed his welcome. Ha! Negotiations! Call it what it is. A ransom. Extortion. It would save us so much time if they just dropped the pretenses and robbed me. Good work. Let me pay this fool and get rid of him.
I'm tired of your complaining. Pay what you owe, or the Red Sails will seize this ship.
Fine. Take your ransom and choke on it.
There now. Was that so difficult?
Difficult is keeping my claws from ripping out your throat. I almost bit my tongue trying not to laugh. Kamar doesn't so much strut as slosh about like a half-filled water skin. He's completely oblivious to the misfortune that just visited him. It's too much. It was what he expected of me. Being too quick to accept defeat may have aroused his suspicion. He seemed convinced, so he may not notice the theft for some time, let alone suspect us as the culprits. Here, that's most of what's left after I paid off that walking canker. Thanks to you, I might break even on this voyage. Enjoy your time in Anvil, friend. I hope to never see these despicable docks again. good to have the wind in my fur and the sea air in my nose again. I can't wait to set sail and put Anvil behind me. Profitable and dangerous. I'm happy to continue ferrying troops for the easy gold. But when the Queen commands us to show our claws, we oblige. Many a captain has made the mistake of dismissing the Prowler as a threat to my benefit.
You took your time. I was starting to get worried. But tell me, were you successful? Have you secured gainful employment for Kirith and myself? Immediately? That seems rather sudden. Oh, very well. Kirith, did you hear? We can earn enough gold to continue our journey. It just required someone these depraved pirates could understand. Oh, I don't mean to imply that you're depraved, my friend. Mending nets? I was hoping for something a bit more managerial. Beggars can't be choosers, though, I suppose. Thank you for securing this position. I welcome an opportunity to earn honest pay for honest work. I'll make you and the Angler proud.
All right. I'm ready to hear the news now. What kind of job did you sign me up for? Bodyguard? Spy for the Pact? Private chef for a visiting dignitary? Tell me, tell me, tell me! Really? More carpentry? Well, it's not the profession I would have chosen, but I'll do whatever it takes us to get to Sentinel. Thanks for representing us. Raynor isn't very good at negotiations, and I've been told I have a bit of a temper. You did more for us than anyone in this wretched city. Raynor and I will do our jobs and complete our contracts. Then it's off to Hammerfell. There are ruins to explore, adventures to partake in. I'm all tingly with anticipation.